class, today we're going to do some economics with me, Miss Barnett. So let's get started. This is going to be our math and social studies lesson for the day. What is economics? Economics is the study of money and how goods and services are produced, distributed, bought, and sold. What is a good? Goods are different things, different materials that you can buy and you can actually take back with you. So some examples of goods are, a phone, video game, a book, food, a movie, any kind of sports object. If there are things that you can go to a store, purchase, and then bring those back with you, those are goods. You probably are using a whole bunch of goods right now as you're watching this video. You might be watching this on a computer or on a tablet. You might be wearing pajamas, or you might be wearing a hat. You might have a water bottle by you, or maybe even some Takis or Cheetos. You might have a pencil in your hand or some crayons. All of these are goods. They're all things that someone had to go to the store, pay money for, and in exchange, they got to take those objects home. So what I'd like you to do at home is see if you can go on a little scavenger hunt. Take out a piece of paper and see if you can look through a room and come up with 10 different goods that your parents or you had to buy and are in that room. So in the room that I'm in right now, I can see that I'm actually with my dog, and my dog is playing with a tennis ball. That's one. He has a collar on. He has a bowl by him. So all of those are goods, and I want you to think about that in your own home. Most goods are made on an assembly line. Now, an important thing about an assembly line is this is actually a line of people, and each of these people that are on this line are responsible for doing one job. So here they're building a part of a car, and each of them is only doing one thing. So, for example, if your only job is to turn the screw or hammer something in, that's all you are responsible for. The reason why they only have one job on the assembly line is because if you're only responsible for one thing, you're less likely to make mistakes. If you had to do everything on your own, you might make a mistake and miss something. But with this system, it's very hard to make mistakes. So those are what goods are, and those are how goods are made. What is a service? Well, a service is something that you have to pay money for, but you don't get to take it home with you. This is normally a job of someone that you go to, or that is a helping type of job. So for example, if I needed to get a haircut, I can go to a barber or a salon, and I can pay money for them to cut my hair. That is a service that that person is doing for me. That person, you pay for them to do that service. A doctor, you pay them and they get to give you a checkup. Your police get paid to protect you. A bus driver gets paid to drive you in the bus. A dentist gets paid to fill your cavities. And a waiter gets paid to bring the food to somebody. I even have a service job. I get paid to be your teacher. I don't get to go home with each of you and your families. I stay at school, you come to me, I teach you, and I get paid for that job. That's a service job. So I want you to try to think at home to see if you can come up with some more goods and some more services. So ask your parents, Mom, Dad, or Grandma, Grandpa, whoever you live with, ask them what they do for a living to make money and see, is it a good? Do they sell a good? Or do they sell a service? Economics continued with me. There's something funny about that dollar bill, but I can't seem to figure out what it is. Oh well. The next thing that I'm going to talk to you about are needs and wants. And this is really important to understand, and this is an important lesson for you to think about when you're with your families. Needs are things that we spend money on that we absolutely need to survive. For example, food, drinks, going to the doctor, medicine, a house or an apartment, somewhere to live, clothing. Things that we want are Pokemon cards, Minecraft video games, going to a show, playing sports. Those are things that are wants, okay? The needs are things that you need to focus on spending your money on first. A budget. How much money you are able to spend. So, let's go over some examples and let's talk about how math applies to this. Mr. Monopoly has saved up $6. He wants to buy a candy bar for $7. Is the candy bar in his budget? Okay, let's focus on this. A budget is how much you are able to spend. So Mr. Monopoly has saved up $6. That means he has only $6 in his pocket. He wants to buy a candy bar for $7. Must be a really, really good candy bar. Is the candy bar in his budget? The answer would be no. He cannot buy the candy bar. He only has $6. A $7 item is not in his budget. However, can Mr. Monopoly buy a new hat that costs $3? Is the hat in his budget? If he has $6, could he buy a hat that costs $3? I'll let you think about it for a moment. Yes, the hat is in his budget. He could pay with his $6, and how much would he get back? Well, 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. So he'd get $3 in return. It is in his budget. Miss Barnett wants to buy donuts for the whole class. Donuts for the whole class cost $20. Miss Barnett has $25. Are the donuts in Miss Barnett's budget? Well, we know that a budget is how much money you are able to spend. So it looks like Miss Barnett is able to spend $25. And donuts for the whole class costs $20. So, because the number 20 is lower than 25, the donuts are in Miss Barnett's budget. So, she can buy them. I can buy them. So you can imagine me giving you an imaginary donut right now. Now, this brings us back to needs and wants. Okay, is buying donuts for the whole class, is that a need or a want? Food is over here, but it's definitely a special kind of food. It's not necessarily one that's a healthy food, so I would categorize that as a want. What about a candy bar? Is a candy bar a need or a want? Again, that's food, but it's not healthy food, so that would be a want. What about a hat? Maybe he's very cold in the wintertime. So that would be a need because that's a clothing item. Maybe he needs it to keep his head warm in the winter. So today that is our lesson on economics. To review, we went over what economics is. We went over what a good is. We went over that they're made on assembly lines. We went over what a service is. We went over needs and wants, a budget, and did some word problems. Thanks for listening and tune in tomorrow.